If you guys are watching the replay, do me a favor, smash that like button. Let me get this camera a little bit more up close and personal. It's a lunchtime live with Uncle Bulk out here. Look at that beauty. Like I said, if you are watching the replay, which most of you are, because a lot of my friends work, not all, but they're at work right now. It's a Friday. They show up on Friday so they get their paycheck. I'm telling you, man, I got a good friend of mine, and he'd go get a job and he'd work, and his first paycheck, he'd go in, they'd give the paychecks out before lunchtime. Everybody used to, in the factories up north back in the days, everybody used to go, they'd go on their lunch break to cash their checks. They'd usually buy lunch because they were balling, they had money, Man, he'd get a job somewhere, work there for a week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever. Whenever that first paycheck would come, he'd leave on that lunch break and never come back. Oh my gosh. So, everyone comes to work on Fridays. That's the old saying. That's when everyone gets paid. Look at this bad boy. Naga Viper. Beautiful specimen. Perfect pheno. And that is just beauty. That's a beauty right there. Of course, it smells like nothing because I haven't cut it open yet. Jabroni. All right. Let's see here. How am I looking? Let's get some more light in this situation. Hold on. Maybe that'll... I prefer the low light, personally, but you guys might not. Whew, I am exhausted, man. All right, happy Friday, y'all. Naga Viper. I hope I made this thing public. I don't know. All right, smash that like button. I see that. We got some people watching. Naga Viper, guys. Naga Viper yellow. What do you think of that? I got me a knife here. What's up, Liam? How you doing, brother? What's good? Liam is in the building, guys. We're going to get into this. We're going to review. I don't know if I've ever reviewed one of these. Kevin, all the way from Hawaii, watching from Honolulu. Thank you, guys. All right, this is a Naga Viper. I've done the red Naga Viper review. I don't know if I've ever reviewed this one. I don't think I have. If memory serves me correctly, I don't know. Do me a favor right now. Smash that like button, and I'll eat this pepper. The Naga Viper was once considered the world's hottest pepper. What's up, Dylan? So let's cut it open and see what the innards look like. That was not the best cut, but it was a cut nonetheless. It's actually, the walls are thicker on it than I thought they would be. I don't know why, man. But it's not super thick walled or nothing, but it's got some meat to it, man. It's got some hola, Sid. What's up? It's got some girth. It's got some weight. Greg, watching all the way from Perth, Australia, all the way from Oz. All right, this is a Naga Viper. Okay, in Australia, you might call it a Nager, like you call things pizza. And maybe that's just the UK and maybe in New England, right here in my own freaking country. They can't pronounce pizza. What's wrong with them? All right, I got some. Let's see. Look at the innards on that. I'll show you this side. This side don't have the tail because I cut it. I cut it all haphazardly. Dale Cox is in the building. I'm doing all right, man. We've had some sickness around the house and at work, and everything's been a little bit messy. But praise God, I'm all right. I'm alive. I'm gonna put this right on a tamale. This is how you eat food. Citrusy, a little bit fruity. hot as all heck. Damn. Smells great. Jeremy is in the building. What's up, brother? Love you, man. Oh. It's got a smell to it. For a yellow pot, it's a burner. Oh. Woo. That heat is at least yellow Carolina Reaper level. No question. Yellow Reaper level. Now, is it as hot as a yellow fever or a yellow Primatali? I wouldn't say. I wouldn't go to that extreme, but it's hot. Whew. It pairs really well with the tamale. It gives a good flavor. Nice heat. Naga Viper, once considered the world's hottest peppers. World's hottest pepper. I don't remember the cross that made this. I don't remember if it was a King Naga cross. I'm not sure. If anybody knows what created the Naga Viper or if it was through selective breeding, leave a comment below and smash that like button right now, jabroni. Woo! Wow, that's hot. That's a hot one, man. I've ever had ahi peppers. Yes, I have. I love them. I love the ahi fantasy, ahi dulce, the ahi mango, ahi pineapple. I even love ahi lemon drops. I just don't care for them fresh. They're really good dried. They're really good in sauces. And even fresh, I'll eat them. But every once in a while, you get those soapy tasting ones. So I've had so many. Ahi Guyana. I've had a ton of ahi peppers. And yeah, of course, I absolutely love them. All right, let's get some more of this. Dale, that's awesome. Thank you, brother. I know I'm getting some peppers from Refine and Fire and Jamie Sarasoli. So I will still be reviewing more pods, guys. I'm on a roll here, man. Praise God. You know what? There's days when I feel like giving up. There is, man. This week has been terrible. The past week for my YouTube views, down, down, down all the way, every video. I haven't seen it happen to that extent where it's been a whole week. But there's a lot going on. A lot of people are on social media. There's a lot of people that are spending so much time getting in this stuff, you know? And I understand that, you know. A lot of people are like, I ain't got time to watch nobody eat no peppers. I got to go argue with somebody. I love it, man. I'll tell you now on Facebook, I gave up arguing with people years ago. If I want to make a statement or post something, I just post it. I don't even check the comment section. Once in a while I do. And I hardly ever reply to anybody. But I do delete a lot of posts. And the reason why is because I got friends on there and they start fighting. And they get pretty nasty to each other. And I'm like, that's why I'm not on there. Nope. You want to have a one-on-one conversation with me? That's fine. I just remember going back to when I first was on Facebook, like not first on it, but somebody added me to a group that was atheist versus Christian debate group, and me, longtime former atheist, you know, most of my life. Hi, Laura, what's up? But I remember I went in there, and it was a group created by atheists, and there was hardly any Christians in there. And the reason why is the Christians would so I started seeing after a while the Christians would start pulling out, evidences and their claims and stuff, and they would just the admins would just block them, would kick them out of the group, and the atheists would threaten to kill them and burn their house down. It was crazy. It was crazy. But I remember being in there, and there was this young man, and he had questioned something, and I started talking to him and whatnot, and he had a bad experience in church. He grew up in a cult, he was in a Jehovah's Witness or something like that. I don't know, but and I started explaining to him, hey, I'm sorry that happened. Take a look at this, and I started like presenting him with some resources, and man, the people in that group started trying to turn me and this guy against each other, and they were really nasty and vile about it. So what ends up happening? I clicked on the guy's profile and sent him a message. And you know what? We had an excellent conversation. We disagreed in the end, but we weren't mad at each other. And we both said respectfully, I disagree. Thank you for talking to me one-on-one. I seen what was happening in that group. And so what I've noticed a lot of times is when you sit down and you have a conversation with somebody face-to-face, one-on-one, it's a lot different than even through a messenger or something. It's a lot different. When you're on a public forum, you don't want to be proven wrong. We're prideful beings. We don't want to be proven wrong. We don't want to feel shamed or look stupid in front of other people. And so you get angry and you would get savage and listen, what's up, Noah? But you know what I'm saying? So I always tell people, if you want to debate somebody online about something, by all means do it. Stand up for what you believe in. But take it off the public setting. Let them talk to you in private. Naga Viper. Mm-hmm. That's right, Jeremy. So, and I learned the hard way. My wife told me years ago, I don't always listen to my wife, okay? But she had told me, it was like 2015, 16, stop arguing with those people. It's not going to do any good. You're wasting your time. You're getting mad. You're getting frustrated. And I didn't listen to her. I said, but 1 + 1 = 2. I can prove it, and I started going to people that were very unreasonable, and they just get mad, and so it took me a long time to get out of that. And I'm so tempted. I see so many damn lies and inconsistencies online when I go on Facebook. I go on Facebook and scroll. It's just a habit. It's a bad habit. But sometimes when I'm bored, sometimes when I'm waiting for my computer to load or I'm downloading something, sometimes when I'm on the toilet, whatever. It's just random times. I just scroll, but I see so much crap on there. And I want to comment and say, hey, respectfully, I disagree with this, and here's why. You can't do that. You can't do that. They'll all attack you and stuff, and people have threatened to rape my wife and kill my kids and stuff, man. I'm like, you know what? This is not the place. The public square is not the place for these discussions, It's just not. It's take it one-on-one, I'm glad you're eating hot peppers again, Dale. I'm glad you're back, man. My tolerance is pretty low, but my daughter was sick last weekend, and I had something. I still don't feel 100%, but headaches, real weak. But I knew, I knew something was definitely off. was I was eating some Scotch bonnets with food, and they wrecked me like a super hot. And I was like, oh, hell no. So, yeah, that's how it happens. Ooh. All right, so that right there, my friends, was a Naga Viper yellow. I don't think I've ever reviewed one on here. Maybe not, but I doubt it. I knew one of the first peppers I really fell in love with was the yellow Naga, Naga Dorset. Really fell in love with that pepper. I grew it out for a couple years and made a lot of sauces with it. Matter of fact, when I first made my original versions of my Mad Mash and stuff, and some of those other sauces, I used yellow Nagas, not yellow Reapers. I switched to the yellow Reapers because they're a little more heavy and kind of a little bit hotter. But yeah, it's an excellent pepper. No floralness, no bitterness at all. I take that hat off, man. Ooh, I get sweating so easy, especially when I eat peppers. It's a death sentence for me. But yeah, it's a great one. So yeah, I would definitely grow that. I would absolutely love to grow that at some point. Excellent. Great pepper. All right, brother. So Lawn Dog, my pepper production, I've never made sauce commercially with my own peppers. So I have certified organic growers that grow my peppers for my sauce company. I only grew a dozen plants this year for personal use for me and my wife, and they did decent. I had some early pods. You know, I was eating pods in June, July, real heavy. August they slowed down production a little bit, and now they're back producing. And every day we're eating fresh pods off of those dozen plants. So praise God for that. I didn't buy any nutrients for them, nothing, but I slowed down a little bit. That's all I really care about. But I've got enough peppers that are vacuum sealed and frozen in a commercial freezer for my sauce company, so I don't need to. I didn't even have the growers have to grow anything for me this year, which is excellent. So, all right, smash that like button if you are watching. Scotch Bonnets. Yeah, do it. Make a barbecue sauce with them, man. Cousin Eddie makes his Carolina barbecue sauce, and I've gave him some of my peppers before, and he's bought some from me. And man, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I mean, any yellow pod in a barbecue sauce, it just doesn't sound like it would be great, but it is. It is. And natural citrus notes. Yeah. Yeah, no, I grow peppers for I don't have a yard and the space to grow a lot. So I have growers people that I've known for years that grow, that are local, and they grew for me. One of them for 3 seasons and one for 2 seasons, I think. But they grow, it's just easier. They're really good at it. They get high yields. For them, it's good money because I pay a lot. I pay top dollar for my peppers. But for me, it's actually it's not cheaper, but I mean, it's cheaper in the sense that if I had to go get land somewhere, I used to grow in the raised beds at the community garden. I'd have to drive there every day. You know, have to buy a lot of soil to fill the raised beds up. That was a lot of money. And drive over there. You know, I liked it, don't get me wrong, but just paying somebody else as an experienced grower that have organic farms that are USDA approved, you know what I'm saying? It's just so much easier. So the problem not a problem. I mean, I made my sauces so they can't be duplicated mass, but in mass. If somebody wanted to, they'd have to get all these different weird seeds and have growers grow these peppers and then bring them in. It would just be a big, huge ordeal. That's the way I wanted it. But if you ever, you know, if you want to grow the company where you do want to use a co-packer and you do want to use pre-made pepper mashes, then, you know. But me, because of the fact that I use yellow pods and lemon pods and orange pods, I don't like those peppers in a pre-made mash form then to make a sauce out of them. It don't taste nowhere near the same. Not my jam at all. Mash, I like red mash made from red hot peppers to make sauces, taco sauces and different hot sauces. Look at Hellfire, you know, killer stuff like that. So I'm not against using pepper mash, but I just don't care for the yellow pepper mashes. They're okay. You can use them. There's different applications, you know, for them. But they just, you're not going to get the flavor with the flash frozen or fresh pods. You're not going to get that flavor out of it. Oh, I got a whole bunch. Yeah, it matters. It matters, Lawn Dog. I mean, it makes sense. Let's put it this way. If I had a yard, okay, and I built some raised beds, and I was composting and had the space to do all that, send in soil tests, whatever, have the USDA, you know, I know the USDA inspector, have her come out, then I would be USDA approved, right? I would fall, I still have to do all of, you know, the same paperwork I do, but that, one good thing about it was that the farmer's market wouldn't charge me $45. I would get charged $25. So there'd be perks to doing it that way. Another thing is if I had the room in the yard and I could recycle my soil and amend my soil and all that, then it would be cheaper. It would be well worth it. But being that I'm growing in pots and I don't have space, and you know, and to be honest, me and my wife like to eat a lot of fresh peppers. So yeah, but either way, there are a lot of guys. Yeah, no chemicals at all, never. Yeah, I will, Lawn Dog. I do make some I make some prototypes for my peppers and stuff, you know. My first prototypes for all my sauces were all made from my peppers that I grew. It's a lot easier and more time efficient to have somebody else grow for you. Like I said, it's a little bit more costly, but you also got to figure if you're growing yourself, you have to put time into it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be out there picking, and I'll tell you right now, man, I had a growing partner before these guys. I had a growing partner, and he was out picking like everything. Now, I paid him good, so he had to pick everything. That was his job. That was the agreement. But he'd be out there picking every day of the week after he got out of work for hours, and he would just be exhausted, you know. And so if I had my own operation where I would just have to just be doing that, and it's just a lot of work, man. Can it be done? Yes. Are there people that do it? Yeah, you know. But a lot of sauce companies, they just subcontract that stuff out. A desert environment. Oh, with raised beds? I don't know. Yeah, aphids. So I found to get rid of aphids, the best thing you can do is just spray the plant off. Like take it, if you go under the leaves even, with a good spray bottle or a hose, and it knocks them off. It kills some of them because their mouth is like connected to the leaf. It rips their mouth off. But what I found is early in the spring, I didn't do it this year, I didn't have to. In May, I'll buy live ladybugs, put them all over my plants. They'll only hang out for a day or two, but still, they will decimate a good percent of the aphid population and at least get your plants so they're good enough to go into June. And then June, I don't worry. The wasp and the hornets come out. Wasp and hornets are aphid decimators. That's what they do. They literally, every day, I see the hornets on my plants patrolling, eating aphids. And I don't have any problem with them. Only problem I have, like I said, is when is like in May. Like the plants go out there in April. Usually after, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 weeks, they'll get aphids on them. This year I didn't I didn't get the ladybugs. I just went out there and sprayed them off. That was it. So.
Are you still on?
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going.
No, that's okay.
No, I'm done anyway.